All right, I'm going to walk through how you can approach analyzing your data from one or more matches inside of the TennisTracker app. So for this example, I'm going to analyze the Aussie Open final between Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic for the one match analysis. And I will show you the potential here when you have several matches with Ryan van de Water, who has 4 matches in the system, and we can show trends and do AI analyses once you have multiple matches. So to start, let's start with Ryan, just to give you a sense of what this could look like after you have multiple matches in the system. If we go to the trends page, this is Ryan. You can select any player you'd like that you have either charted for themselves. So in this case, Ryan was my player, so I was charting for him, but I can also review the analytics for any opponent that I chart a match against. So for example, if I go to Carlos, I can see Carlos's analytics. But let's get back to Ryan for now. I can set the UTR benchmark that I would like his analytics to be compared to, and these green arrows will basically just tell you whether you, over your last 5 matches, the average metric over your last 5 metrics, are performing above or below the UTR benchmark you have selected. The last column is showing your metric for the last match. The last 5 is your average over your last 5 matches. If you click an info icon, you can see how each of these metrics is calculated and what they mean. So let's say I want to pay more attention to my backhand percentage deep because this is something I've been working on. I can click in here and I can see how I performed when I won. So this is my average backhand pass service line when I won a match. As you get more losses, you'll be able to see the average for matches you lost. And then the delta is the difference between the percentage of backhands deep when you won matches versus the average of backhands deep when you lost matches. This is your best metric, your average over all time, and use your average. And you can see, the win average line for yourself, as well as your trends, and then the benchmark by UTR. So another thing we can do is, given there are all these different metrics, there may be a couple that you're focusing on with your coach. So say, I want to focus on my backhands deep, my first serve percentage, and let's say second serve return points won. And I know from looking at the data that a good target for me is 70% backhands deep. I'm doing that. I'm usually protecting myself quite well. 70% first serves in, and second serve return points won. I want that to be over 60%. So I can add those, and now I see my target instead of the benchmark metric appear here in this column, and I can see how I performed over my last 5 matches relative to the target I have set for myself. The next thing that Ryan might be able to do or want to do once he has multiple matches, you can go to this AI analyst view. So Ryan can select all of the matches that he would like. Up to 10 matches could be selected. You can select this between a bunch of different players too, but we're just focusing on Ryan now. And then I can ask any question that I want about my data from these matches. So here are some prompts. It could be like analyze my serve effectiveness, analyze my return effectiveness. And these are just ready-made prompts for what people might frequently like to ask. But as soon as you click this send, it gives you a prompt that you can copy to your clipboard. It has a bunch of your match data in here, as well as some guidelines to help the AI do a better job of parsing through the data to give you a relevant answer. Copy this to your clipboard. And then if you go to Gemini or any other tool that you like, I'd recommend using one of the models that does a great job parsing through data, but you can click send and it'll give you your match analysis for whatever you ask. And you can continue asking questions thereafter in that thread. You could also, if you wanted, create an infographic based on the takeaways as a cool way of visualizing each of your match insights. Let's go back to our matches. And let's say that we want to dig into a bunch of Ryan's matches. This is what I will show you how to dig into for one match as well. But you can aggregate 4 matches, and now we'll dig into each of these tabs shortly, but we have points view, overview, serve, return, rally patterns, and all the data from all 4 of Ryan's matches have been aggregated into this analytics breakdown. So these are all of the serves that Ryan has hit over his 4 matches. If I want to toggle one match on or off, I can do so. So say I only want to see his match against Claire, then I can toggle all the rest off. If I want to see these 2 matches, I can check those out and compare them. So this makes it easy to compare and contrast analytics, shot placements, etc. across matches as another way of looking at trends and finding insights over time.